Hello everybody, this is Bobby Mills for theindependent.com for another version of Endzone Online. We're in God's country, Cross County High School with a master here, Coach Hayden Delano. Thank you very much for allowing us into this oasis today.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, man, always a great. I was just here Friday. Again, I wish you guys would scrimmage for me or something today. A little warm out there, but thanks for taking time out of your day, man.
You betcha.
So, Year 5 across county, it's obviously gone well most of the time, I would say. Do you remember anything from the first year you were here?
Yeah, so you sent
Or
those.
have you blocked it out?
You sent those questions, and I did start looking back on the memories, and I did try to block them out. So,
I suppose, yeah.
Year 1, we were playing C2. We had 19 kids in pads, and we were losing by 50 to 60 to 70 points about every night. So the one win we got, we went 1-8. We had to go to Fillmore Central. It was a tight game, a one-touchdown game. Rain delay in the fourth quarter, lightning. Wind was blowing about 30 miles an hour in their favor. Soaking wet, muddy, lightning. So we decided to come back Monday and finish. The wind had flipped the other direction, 30 miles an hour, and it was enough for us to complete a pass, and we won the game by a touchdown. But it took Mother Nature and a bunch of forces and luck to get there. So it was a long year, but after that, things have been dramatically better. So but year 1 was tough.
You can't blame a guy for blocking things. You can't block them all together. But so is it? I think I talked to you Friday night when I was at the game. Great performance. 39 kids out. Is that correct, or am I somewhere in the?
I think we're right at 40 now.
40. Okay.
Yeah, 40 kids.
Well, I did sign up, but I'm too old to play, so I would have made 41. But anyway, that's very deep for an 8-man football team, since we've talked to some Class C1 schools who don't even have 35 out. So, and we were just talking beforehand. 40 out of the 54 kids at Cross County are out for football.
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
When they changed it to boy-only enrollment, and they set that number for 8 through 11, we had, I think, 54, and the cutoff for 8 men's 55.
Right.
So we went from one of the smallest C2 teams to one of the biggest D1 teams, which obviously has helped. And but it's all it's all legal. A lot of people kind of joke with us and give us a lot of flack about it, but we're within the legal classification, so we definitely aren't complaining about it. But that'll fluctuate. We were talking earlier, the numbers will be up and down. But we have 2 big classes, senior class of 11, and our sophomores have 16. So that definitely helps.
I never thought one time about that.
Yeah.
I mean, you played with we just talked about it. You played with 19 kids when you had an 11-man team. It is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
You get them to come out for football, hey, that's great. Mm-hmm. So, I probably don't know this, or I should have if I'm on your sidelines. What, do you coach a position?
Yeah, so besides being the head coach, I call the defense, which is kind of rare. Most guys want to be in charge of the offense. And I did that first year when we lost by 70 all the time. So I have since handed that over to Matt Carroll. He's our OC and the line coach. Does a phenomenal job.
He does.
So I don't even touch the offense. There's probably kids that know more about it than me, and I'm okay with that. So I let him do his thing. He's got full say and control. And then I coach the linebackers and running backs. That's kind of my thing. So
that'd be my thing
too.
I like linebackers, of course. The weight room, is that an automatic thing with this current bunch, seniors and juniors? I mean, what percent are you happy with in the weight room in the summertime in a farming community?
Happy with?
100%. Yeah. What are you going to be satisfied with?
So our class of 22, those guys started lifting on a regular basis twice a week in 6th grade. And they showed up and they put in the work, and they would use part of their junior high time year-round after school or whatever, the junior high coaches. And our strength coach, Quinn Peterson, and they got involved, they learned the basics and everything, and they set a great foundation. Now it's who they are, and it has set the tone. It's changed everything for us. What percentage am I happy with? 100. We have 100% if they're not a church camp or a family event. There's no sleeping in. You can skip the work excuses and everything else, find a new job, move your job, go to a different job, work at a different time. We don't care. Now it's not mandatory, obviously, but that's just kind of the expectation. And the kids hold each other accountable. We don't beg kids to come to weights. our seniors will go to your house and they'll get you. They knock on doors. I had a senior today that said he was pounding on a door and he had to put his truck with his headlights on a freshman's window and pound on the door and honk the horn at 5:45 this morning to make sure that he understood. So so it is what it is. But they definitely hold each other accountable and do a good job at it, and I think that they enjoy the benefits as well. It's changed everything for us.
It looks like it. There are no excuses on the sidelines either with this guy. If you make a mistake or you have to have an answer for Coach Delano.
That's right.
Or you stand by Bobby Mills on the sidelines and you don't go back in. So camps this summer, did you attend any camps or are you into that?
Yeah, so we do our own stuff here that we can do, helmet stuff and walk through install stuff, and then we try to go to one team camp. For years we went to Concordia, and it was a 3-night deal, and that just got to be pretty long.
Ooh.
So last year we went to Wayne State, and that was like pulling teeth with my farming kids. They couldn't fathom the idea of staying, the night, 2 nights. So we did that. They were a good sport about it, but the upperclassmen that were farmers, they definitely didn't enjoy it, and they made that known. So, and I understand they do have lives outside of football. So we went back. Concordia went to a full day camp this year instead of 3 nights, and it was perfect. Right down the road, we got all our reps in, and everyone stayed healthy. Except we had one injury, but for the most part we were healthy. So it was good. That's kind of what we do. And we went to a 5-on-5, if you can believe it.
Boy, I never heard of that.
We went to a 5-on-5 epic camp shootout out west at Elm Creek.
Oh yeah.
We went 8-0, if you believe it. We threw 200 times in one day. It blew your mind,
200
right?
times since he's been here.
We didn't know what we were doing, but it was fun. So we went and competed. The kids competed. We won some games, so that was fun. A little confidence behind the passing game, whether we use it or not. I don't know. We did the other night.
Yeah,
seven times, which is a quarter of last year's total. So
that's right.
We are a new team.
Yeah. So tell me about your coaching staff. If you don't know about this coaching staff, I think it's one of the best in the state. And whether you had any adds or hopefully no subtractions, let me know.
Yeah. So the varsity staff consists of myself and then Matt Carroll, who's our head wrestling coach. He's our offense coordinator, our O-line coach, and D-line coach. He works with our DNs. Phenomenal football brain. He played at Peru. I think he'd hate that I'm going to say this. I think he holds the consecutive starts in Peru State history, or most starts, one of the two. He hates talking about it, but he played guard and a little tackle, and so he knows the O-line. And his biggest attribute is he can teach O-line play. A lot of people know stuff. He can teach it, and the kids devoutly follow it and understand it. So that's one of our biggest things. Everyone talks about our running backs, but our O-line gets the job done week in and week out. So they're good. They're good at what they do, and he's good. Mitch Bosshart, he's our quarterbacks, defense backs coach. Again, he played at Peru State too. Phenomenal coach. He's the girls' head coach, basketball coach.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. So everyone's a head coach in something, so they know how it works. So we have a staff that at any moment, could step in and do what we need them to do. So there's no babysitting or anything, which is great. And then Todd Connolly, he lives up north, but he doesn't teach here, but he comes and coaches as well, and he helps with the O-line, D-line, and some JV stuff, and does a good job. He was over at Twin River for years. He's been around the game his entire life, so that's a good addition. And then outside of that this year, no subtractions, additions. Grant Hollinger, that played, which is Corey's big brother and Tanner's big brother. He played a couple years ago. He is getting into coaching and teaching perhaps in the future, so he comes back on Friday nights from school, and he helps out. And then Lincoln Kelly, that graduated last year, he fudged his schedule around a little bit as he starts college, and he's back on Friday nights, and he's a vital part. We put a headset on him. He's in direct conversation. He's in the box. And he's with Coach Carroll on the headset, and he definitely knows more than I know about our offense. His brain he is brilliant. So listening to those two conversate about the offensive side of ball during the games is mind-numbing to me. So that's a huge tool. And then Joe O'Brien, he's our junior high head coach now. Second year here as an ag teacher. He played at I'm gonna get this wrong, Newman Grove.
Boone Central,
Newman Grove. Did they win state several years back?
Oh yeah.
Okay, he was on one of those teams.
Yeah.
He was a lineman there.
Sure he was. Yeah, I remember
so
that.
He's our junior high head coach, and then he helps on Friday nights in the box as well with the defensive spotting and stuff. So we got a full staff. We got a lot of guys out there, but it's great to have them all. They all have something of value to add, and it's good.
I can't believe, if you saw the way Lincoln Kelly saw the football field, and this is a kid that's just how long removed from the game, playing the game in high school. Yeah, you don't see that, man. What a great thing, though.
He doesn't know if he's going to go into coaching, but we push him that way.
Oh, boy.
And if he wants to, he's got a very, very bright future. And it might not be at the high school level. He could very easily be at the collegiate ranks as a coordinator, as an offensive line coach. He's brilliant.
Just knows the game. Student of the game, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me about your offense and what's the differences basically from last year.
Yeah,
I know you know, but they don't.
A lot of it's the same. We run that unbalanced wildcat. We call it single wing, but it's really not true single wing. It's more of a wildcat. It all stimulated. We have a quarterback, and we've always had some guys that can play quarterback, but we just had the idea of start snapping to your running back and have 7 blockers. Why block with 6 when you could have 7? So we kind of adopted that philosophy, and it has been very good to us. We last year ran for just over 5,300 yards. As you know, 2 2,000-yard rushers, first time in Nebraska state history. And we did a lot of good things, and it's taken us places that we weren't before. So we're run first, we're run heavy. We have adopted the idea that we could put the ball in the air a couple times. Still makes a guy uneasy, but when you got a guy like Corey Hollinger at 6'5", 230, and running a sub 540 with phenomenal hands, that definitely helps. And all of our running backs can throw, so it's kind of hard to predict what we're doing. Carter Simon can throw. Shaden Lundstrom, our quarterback, can obviously throw. Hayden Hild, who's been a quarterback, now a running back, can throw. So there's really no way for you to fully understand or predict what we're doing. So it's definitely a benefit, but it's a little unusual for sure, but it works. So
well, you don't want to play uptight the whole game. I'll tell you that, because that's a new Hollinger's going to catch it if it's anywhere near him. So what about the defense? Do you have one player that just plays defense? You don't, do you?
Only defense?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you have to go both ways. Yeah. Maybe Class A they can put through, but man.
We go both ways for sure. And we're big. I was telling you, we're not very fast, and people know that. So if we're not going to be fast, we're for darn sure going to try to be bigger than you. So I think our line across from end to end is like 195 senior, 185 senior, 230 senior, and the linebackers are a sophomore at 210 and a senior at 225. So we're going to put a lot of weight in the box and take away the run game first and see if people want to air it out and beat us that way. And if they can, I suppose. But we definitely think and believe in running the football and stopping the run. So.
I know it, and it's worked. So how much bulk did Syme and Hollinger both put on over the summer?
Yeah, so Corey Hollinger, he's coming off a shoulder surgery last year. A lot of people didn't realize that. At camp last year, he tore his labrum. His shoulder was coming out a lot. I don't know if I'm breaking HIPAA right now, but he'd tell you the same thing.
Oh, I haven't. It's no fun.
No, it's no secret. He was hurt, so he chose to play through it. He played basketball with it too, just tougher nails. And he had surgery in the spring, had it fixed up and cleaned up, and he recovered great. And he had a lot of time to bulk up. And for the first time in over a year, he's 100%. So he put on about 15 pounds. And then Carter, he started last year at about 185 when we kicked off against Blue Hill.
And I didn't realize that.
And he was 212 Friday night when we kicked off. So he's a big cat. He runs behind the pads. You saw that.
Oh.
Not a lot of left to right. He's real interested in kind of seeking you out and hitting you. So you can't teach a kid to be that way. So when one is, you definitely ride that pony. So.
Yeah, and there's a few kids that hit him that didn't want to do it again. So he'll and fast. He's not that slow actually.
No, he can move. And his thing. He's not going to go win track meets, but he doesn't get any slower on the football field. He can carry his pads, and there's something to be said about football speed. He has it, so yeah.
What about this facility, man? You'd think if you went to school here, you'd want to play some sport, and football would be the one with that thing over there.
Yeah, we have
incredible.
We have great participation numbers in all sports. The gym is obviously top notch, and when I first got here, it blew me away. A school this size could have something like that, and then we're fortunate enough our auxiliary gym could suffice as a game gym for a lot of people.
Good.
So we don't take that for granted. We're definitely thankful. We got a lot of people in the community that make that stuff happen and keep it nice. Take a lot of pride in it. And then when you go outside, the softball field is in pristine condition. The football field, we take a lot of pride in that. It's always well manicured, which, our maintenance staff, this is crazy. I'm 28 years old. I've been here 5 years. I don't even know where they keep the paint. They don't ask me to mow. They don't ask me to paint. I don't mark fields. I don't do any of it. And the old timers, they would turn over right now if they heard that.
I know.
So I haven't done I haven't paid my dues, but whatever. It looks great, and they maybe enjoy doing it. Maybe they hate it. I don't know. But
I think they enjoy it. I've never seen
it
fields.
Looks good.
Yeah,
so.
never seen fields look as good as they are in my life, and they make nothing doing it. It's all pride.
Yep.
Coach shouldn't have to do that, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I definitely don't complain. You saw those new banners hanging on the back of the bleachers. So we have a group called the Pride Group here that provide our school not just athletics with big ticket items.
Yeah.
And that's something that they did. We were kind of all caught off guard. They wrapped the whole softball fence with the Polk County Slammers.
I saw
and
that.
The football field with Cross County Cougars. So that kind of brings it all together, and it just looks sharp. So a lot of pride in our facilities for sure.
You can tell it just overflows. Okay, this 2-year cycle, is this the toughest schedule? There probably would have been only one other one in your time as far as 8-man, correct?
Yeah, so this, in terms of 8-man cycles, this is our second one. The first one, I'll tell you what, they're both pretty brutal. That's when Wisner was really playing well back then. Yeah. We had OHP on there. We had Fullerton, and they were,
that's right.
Yeah, they're Houghton and Company, and they were definitely capable. We had BDS was on that first cycle. Yeah. EMF, when they went to the semifinals, was on that cycle, so it was pretty full. But I think this one rivals it for sure. You don't have the Clarkson Lees and Howes Dodges and think that it's easy sledding.
No.
So it's definitely different, but there's some extreme talent. But that first year in C2, that was Sutton, Centennial, St. Paul. You name it. I blinked one time and Sutton was up 77-0. So that was brutal. St. Paul was up, I think, in the first quarter, 35 or 42-0. We took our lashings. It was bad. So that was a tough schedule.
This guy deserves it, man.
Arcadia Loop City, but they were on that. Yeah, it
physical.
was. Yeah, it was brutal. That was tough sledding for sure.
So with that out of it, I forgot about that 8-man schedule prior to this. Good.
It's never been easy. We've definitely and I think that's regional. I think each part of the state has good football.
Yep.
And I'm not sitting here saying that the West or the Northeast or anything, but regionally right here, especially in 8-man, you're not going to ever have an easy schedule.
Oh,
so
never.
That's just something we've accepted and accept as a challenge and look forward to.
So does it appear you'll stay 8-man for quite some time down the road?
We will be. The next cycle will be on probation. We will be over the number, but you get a 2-year free period, and then we will drop considerably under that again. So it's not really in jeopardy. I would say it's going to be 6 to 8 years before we even flirt with that number again. So not worried about it. We will remain 8-man for a while.
And then by that time, they don't give you a raise. You'll be an assistant coach down in Oklahoma.
Hopefully, I'm making it rich by then, right?
One last question here. Both I should know this. McKenna asked me behind the camera there, how long has this school been here? It looks like it's been here for 5 years.
Yeah, you're gonna test me here. So in 2002, I believe was the first year that Benedict and Stromsburg co-opted to make Cross County.
You might be right.
But they were still going to the Stromsburg location. So they had, I want to say, either junior high or elementary. And obviously, this was all before me moving to Nebraska. So there were some kids still at Benedict, and the high school for sure, and maybe junior high was in Stromsburg. I want to say this building was completed in 2008. I know that last year's seniors, Isaac Noyd, Christian Reicham, they were the first kindergartners to come in this building. So they went their whole career after preschool in this building. So that would have been 12 years ago, 13 years ago. So right about 2007, 2008 is when this building opened up. So
looks brand new. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely nice sitting out in the cornfield, kind of a sight for sore eyes, right? So,
is this heaven really hits home here?
Yeah.
Hey man, thanks.
I appreciate you coming
God, it's always a pleasure, man. Keep up the good work. Keep them healthy, and I think it looks real good for a long, long run all the way to the promised land. With luck, we'll get to play at the stadium this year.
Betcha. I hope you're right.
All right. Hayden Delano, one of the best there is, folks. from Cross County High School. McKenna Lamoury behind the camera. For Bobby Mills and the Independent.com, we'll catch you on the summer tour, soon to be fall, on Endzone Online.